I just got back from CampEcom and it was absolutely life-changing for the attendees and for me. I learned so much sitting in the audience. The speakers that we put together to lead workshops, hands-on workshops, were the best in the world ever assembled for an event. I cannot tell you how excited I am. Not only that, I want to give you the opportunity to download all of the worksheets from the 2 days absolutely for free by simply clicking below. Let me tell you what it includes and who spoke and how it went. I cannot believe how awesome CampEcom was. At CampEcom, we had 2 different tracks running at the same time. We had pre-launch and post-launch. In the pre-launch track across 2 days, the members and students that were attending walked through finding a product. We had pre-selected some of them to choose from, so that way it was a little bit easier. But then they were going to go and do keyword research and competitor analysis. The way that we teach to win on Amazon is to do everything based in data. And the idea is that they needed to understand how the current sellers were getting their sales, what the demand in the market was, and get some ideas by using AI to analyze all of that data and those competitors to figure out how to win. So we were teaching the most modern way to implement AI into your business in order to analyze the data, the market, the competitors, and come up with suggestions on how to make a better product. Then everyone spent the next 2 days developing better content, better design, product designs, better images, understanding what levers they needed to pull in order to take a product from concept to live on Amazon, where they had the best chance to win and build a product that was going to make them money. And those teams delivered incredible products. We had 3 different teams at CampEcom for the live workshops, and they delivered products that were winning against the competitors by the time they were done. Now, the fun thing is, I actually threw my hat in the ring and I designed some new products as well using the same strategies we teach. I spent a lot less time on them than they did, but I was able to beat 2 of the teams. So that's really fun. I don't know if we included that, but I'll be sure to include it in an upcoming replay or workshop that we have coming up on product development using AI. So check out the Seller Systems webpage, sellersystems.com, and look for the next upcoming masterclass on product development. Now, on the other side, the post-launch track, this is where people were learning about traffic and conversions. But we did two things. The first full day was off of Amazon focused. What does that mean? That means that we were going through and looking at Google traffic. We were looking at Facebook traffic and running ads on Facebook. We were not just running ads directly to Amazon. We were talking about, through Brian Williams' presentation, how to use Facebook leads and hooks in order to get people to your website and give you all of their information by giving them a small product, a giveaway. You know, he called it a tripwire funnel. And this funnel has been super impactful for him to get people into his website, to get their information so that he can remarket his product or multiple products. He walked through the numbers and I was blown away with what it was costing him to acquire a new customer versus what he was making per sale once they actually converted. So that presentation was super special. We also had 2 different speakers walking us through TikTok. Everyone's talking about TikTok and how to implement TikTok, whether it should be in your mix. Omni-channel is 100% the way to go to be successful. And we've always taught Amazon first as a strategy. I still firmly believe that. But if you pull the right levers for off of Amazon, whether it's running Google traffic or that tripwire funnel to your own website, or working with influencers and content creators on TikTok, selling your stuff and fulfilling it directly, or having it lead and funnel over to Amazon, that is going to be a super, super powerful play. And Brian Kelsey and Josh Hadley led 2 incredible workshops where they talked about how they're both doing millions of dollars a year each on TikTok already, and they only started last year. So just in a year, they've been able to build 7-figure businesses that are off of Amazon, despite being 8-figure sellers on Amazon, simply because they were the first to figure it out. But they shared their secrets with you. So we're going to walk through some of that stuff in their workshops and presentations and workbooks as well. Now, the second day was all on Amazon. This is our bread and butter, but we had Colin Raja, who's a good friend of mine, brilliant engineer and data nerd just like me. He walked through understanding Amazon's algorithm and the updated algorithm that they have for using AI. Now, we just released and spoiled into Data Dive, a new listing builder that takes into account Amazon's newest AI algorithms. Now, it's not as simple as it was before, where it's just mathematical and keyword attribution. They have two different AI algorithms that they're using. The first is Rufus and the second is Cosmo. And you have to understand what they're looking at on your listing so that you can write your listing properly, set up your back-end attributes, talk to the right customers so you don't confuse those AI. You actually can empower them to help you grow more than your competitors. Colin did a brilliant job walking through exactly how to do that. Now, we also had Matt Altman. Matt Altman works with a company called ClearAds, but he's also a multi-8-figure, actually, I think he's a 9-figure seller at this point. And what he was able to show us by the amount of data that he uses and collects is absolutely nothing short than brilliant. He did 2 talks for us. Knowing that he was coming all the way out to CampEcom and how brilliant he is, I asked him to speak twice on 2 different subjects. Now, the first talk was around how to use that data to make better decisions. So advanced reports from Amazon, search query performance, for example. He broke down how he's putting together data from many different sources into his own custom worksheets, and he shared those with us so that you can copy those and really get a deep understanding of what levers to pull and how to make those decisions so that you can improve your products on Amazon. The second talk that Matt did was on PPC optimization. It is exactly the formula that he uses when he launches a product to optimize the ads to grow that product to becoming a bestseller. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Each of these workshops that you're going to find in the workbook that you can download for free right below are packed with value. SOPs, step-by-step how to do something. Because at CampEcom, it's not just someone talking at you from stage. They are literally guiding you through doing these things while you're sitting there. And I forgot one more. We actually had the leading conversion optimization specialist on the planet, Daniela Bolzmann. Daniela has a creative agency that is considered one of the best for Amazon sellers. And what she walked us through was her exact strategy for identifying how to improve your conversion rates through your imagery and your image stacks. This workshop was for you to follow along, to first do an audit. Look, what are you looking for? What data do you look at? How do you look at the competitors? But then how do you use AI to create images? And what elements should you put in those images to make it 10 times better? Not just a little bit better, but 10 times better. Her talk alone is worth the price of admission. So like I said before, if you do not download this free worksheet or workbook, which I wanted to give away the most incredible amount of value, and my team was saying it's way too much since we're charging for the replay. I said, look, once people see how much value is packed, they're also going to want to watch the replay. Not only that, you're going to want to go to CampEcom next year because we were in paradise. The way that we broke it down was so much fun. We had a morning session from 9 to 12, and then from 12 to 3, we gave everyone 3 hours to go take a nap, go to the pool, go to the beach, enjoy lunch, recharge, and then come back for an evening session from 3 to 8. I tell you what, the days flew by, and at 8 o'clock, people were still paying attention, wide awake, and excited about being there. So much better than going to a conference where at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're falling asleep and you can't wait to leave. I tell you, it was in paradise. It's going to be in paradise again next year. Download the worksheet, the workbooks right now. Check it out. Then go get the replay. And make sure you get your ticket, your early bird ticket for next year's in-person CampEcom. And I'll see you there. I'm excited for what we were able to do to impact people's businesses. I'm getting private messages almost every day from people thanking me for what they learned and implemented and the changes it made to their business. I want you to do the same. I'm Brandon Young, and I'll see you at the next CampEcom.